The chatter in the cafe stopped abruptly as Sarah's wine glass smashed against the tile floor. Crimson liquid pooled at her feet like spilled blood. Her voice, sharp and trembling, cut through the hum of conversation. "I'm done, Michael. I can't keep pretending we're okay." My fork hovered midair, a bite of salmon dangling as every eye in the room turned toward us. Her words weren't merely a statement. They were an explosion, shattering the fragile normalcy we had stitched together over months of silences and half-truths. My pulse thudded in my throat, but I forced a tight, deliberate smile and lifted my glass. "To freedom, then," I said, loud enough for gawking strangers to hear. "Let's all celebrate." The cafe smelled of espresso and rosemary, but the fragrance couldn't mask the sour tang of my own dread. For weeks, I felt the fracture in her. Phones angled away. Late nights at work. Her laughter too bright whenever someone named Chris was near. I had explained it all away. Stress, exhaustion, maybe a midlife crisis at 32. But now, her green eyes glinted with something raw. Guilt? Defiance? Both? I realized this wasn't just an argument. This was the climax of something I'd refused to name. I set my glass down, the clink against the table sharper than intended. "What's this about, Sarah?" My voice was low, steady, but inside, thoughts churned like storm clouds. Was it the late-night messages? The unfamiliar perfume lingering on her scarf? Or was I just seeing shadows where none existed? Her fingers twisted the napkin in her lap, shredding it into confetti, avoiding my gaze. "I just can't do this anymore," she said, her voice cracking like thin ice. The vagueness infuriated me, but I swallowed the urge to demand answers. "Not here," she added, glancing at the couple nearby. Pretending not to eavesdrop, the waiter hovered, unsure whether to clear the shards or retreat. I waved him off with a forced chuckle. "We're fine," I lied, my eyes locked on Sarah. Even now, she was breathtaking, her auburn hair catching the dim glow of the pendant lights. But her beauty felt like a blade. How long had she planned this? Days? Months? I replayed the last year in my mind. Distracted kisses, the way she flinched at unexpected touches. Each memory a sharp pinprick, accumulating. I had ignored them, believing love could survive doubt. Now, doubt was all I had. "Let's go outside," I said, standing as my chair scraped the floor. The warmth of the cafe felt suffocating, its walls closing in with every curious glance. Sarah hesitated, then followed, her heels clicking like a countdown. Outside, the autumn air was crisp, biting at my knuckles as I shoved them into my coat pockets. The street buzzed with evening traffic, headlights streaking across wet pavement. "Talk," I said, my breath cloudy in the cold. "No audience now. What's really going on?" Her lips parted, then closed, as if the truth was too heavy to lift. "Michael?" She started, eyes darting to the sidewalk where a cigarette smoldered in a puddle. "I've been seeing someone." The words hit like a fist, knocking the air from my lungs. My mind scrambled to piece together the clues I'd ignored. Client dinners, earrings I hadn't bought, songs she hummed that were unfamiliar. "Chris," I whispered. She nodded, a tear slipping down her cheek. I hated how much I still wanted to wipe it away. I turned to stare at the neon sign across the street, its buzzing filling the silence, mocking the ache in my chest. "How long?" I asked, unsure I wanted the answer. 6 months, she said, voice small but steady. 6 months. Half a year of her body beside mine, while her heart was elsewhere. I wanted to scream, to smash something like she had that glass, but instead I laughed, a hollow, bitter sound. "You staged this tonight, didn't you? Made it public so I couldn't make a scene." Her silence was answer enough. I saw it now. The crowded cafe, the broken glass. Calculated, dramatic, a stage to force my restraint. I had played along, smiling like a fool, toasting to my own humiliation. Anger surged hot and jagged, but beneath it was something worse, raw grief. I loved her. Even now, amidst the wreckage, I loved her. "Why didn't you just tell me?" I asked, turning to face her. Her coat hung open, her hands trembling as she hugged herself against the cold. "I didn't want to hurt you," she said, and the lie in her voice stung. I stepped closer, snapping. You didn't want to feel guilty. You want to control the narrative, to make me the bad guy who couldn't keep you. Her eyes widened, but she didn't deny it. The truth hung between us, heavy and undeniable. I thought of Chris, faceless, nameless except for her whispered calls. Was he kinder? Funnier? Did he make her feel alive in ways I hadn't? The questions clawed at me, but I didn't ask. Instead, I remembered the early days. Her laugh at my terrible puns, curling into me during thunderstorms, the promises we made to face the world together. Ghosts now, haunting the space between us. I'm sorry, she said, and for a moment I believed her. But sorry wasn't enough. It couldn't undo the nights I'd spent wondering why she seemed so distant, or the mornings waking to her staring at the ceiling, lost in thoughts she wouldn't share. What now? I asked, my voice breaking despite myself. She met my gaze, a mix of pity and resolve in her eyes. I'm moving out tonight. The finality hit like a second betrayal. I pictured our apartment, the books we'd argued over, chipped coffee mugs, the bed where we'd loved, fought, and dreamed. She was erasing it all, rewriting our story without me. I wanted to beg her to stay, to fight for us, but pride or exhaustion kept me silent. I nodded, throat tight. Okay. She reached for my hand, but I pulled away. The street felt too small, the city too loud. I needed air, space, to process the void she'd carved. As she walked away, her silhouette blurred in the mist, I stood rooted, replaying her confession. 6 months. 6 months of lies. Too blind, too in love to see. Then my phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. Meet me. We need to talk about Sarah. My heart stuttered. It was Chris. The name glowed on the screen, a final twist of knife. I stared at the message, the neon buzz filling my ears, and realized the betrayal wasn't over.